Time once again for the Real People Multi-Game Solitaire Mega Tournament. We're playing in the Shadow of the Emperor. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Recapitulate quickly for last time. For what happened last time. About what happened last time. We had we got to see the power of the Emperor. The person who was Emperor for the first turn is in the lead right now, and we also got to see how that can motivate one to put depriving someone of maintaining that power even ahead of personal quibbles and quarrels with the interaction between Weeder and Half Pint and the way the whole vote went down. So let's get back up there. It's time for turn 2. Half Pint is our current Emperor. We'll see if she can hang on to it or if we are going to change yet again. So here's the board state going into phase 4 of turn 2. So we've already done income. Weeder didn't score super well last turn, but she is really banking it. She got quite a lot of funds due to her city, and then she has a foreign person in her city, and that or electorate, and that electorate happens to be the Saxony Duchy. So that's all a bunch of money there, which is great for her. She loves to spend money, and now she has a lot of money to spend. Before I get too much further, I want to point out I made a scoring error. I fixed it. Weeder and Fry should have each got a point for voting for the winner of the Emperor election. Everyone who votes for the winner gets a point except for the winner herself. And so now it's all fixed, and now we have a spread. We have a first, second, third, fourth, and fifth right now going into round 2 of the game. Descendant-wise, everyone had a daughter except for Weeder. Weeder had a son. She placed her newborn son in the Cologne Diocese. Half Pint married her daughter to Fries. Fries married his daughter to Weeder, and Half Pint refused to marry Tice here. And so that's how it all went down. We're going to go into action rounds. Looking at the board real quick, you can see there's not a lot of areas of strong contention, and things are kind of all mixed up right now. Like, Mainz doesn't look like it's going to change hands, unless Fries moves his people out. He's got a strong block there. Cologne, there's all sorts of influence in there. Everyone's got their finger in this pie. Every single player, this Emperor city here belongs to Half Pint. So Trier, it's kind of a smaller version of what's going on in Mainz. There's a strong block there. I could see someone taking Trier, but no one's got a strong footing in there right now. Palatine of the Rhine, that looks like Tice is going to take it. Unless things change, of course. Saxony Duchy, there's actually some contention. It's going to be interesting to see whether Weeder does the smart move and let the Saxony go to Half Pint or not, or to try and keep it in order to keep those funds. Marcus said at Brandenburg, there's really no contention there. There is this Emperor city, however, so if Half Pint decides to move some aristocrats in there, that could come up for grabs. And then Fries is also in a similar situation here as he is up there, except there's a much better chance that Weeder takes Bohemia if he lets her. So let's get started with the actions. Prior to letting you know what happened in this first round, I'd like to point out something about these cards here. Some of you might have noticed there's a lot less cards than before. The reason why is since I've been writing the score down there, I don't keep the score cards down. So every round I'm going to clear off the cards, and this way you can see how many points were actually scored during this round. So far Half Pint has scored 2, Fries has scored 1, and Weeder has scored 1. Tice has scored nothing. So what have people done? Half Pint bought a city in Brandenburg. Fries, what did Fries do? Oh yeah, that's nice. There's these cards. It reminds me what they did. He moved someone from Mainz, which he had a pretty firm grasp on, to Cologne. Tice was in an interesting place. She had so many electorates, but very little foothold in any other one. So she just had the Rhine foothold that she got from her ex-emperor that she moved down there. So the ex-emperor's in the Rhine. She decided to have someone join the former imperial couple in the Palatine of Rhine. I think I was saying Palatinate before. I noticed I tend to say Palatinate, so if I say Palatinate, I'm sorry. It just sounds better to me. But this rhyme for the Palatine of Rhine works all right too. So Wieder also got a city. She placed her city in Bohemia. Odd that there's such a struggle for Bohemia, I think. But I believe she's doing it because of her political aspirations. She would really like to be the number one, the emperor. Oh, round we went again. Our emperor spent no money. She used the privilege of the elector of the County Palatine of Rhine to place a aristocrat here in Brandenburg. Fries, for his part, he moved another person again, this time from Bohemia to Trier, which gives him a good shot of taking Trier if he can break the tie. He did have a marriage with Half Pint, so maybe that will make her choose him over Tice. I do not know. Or he could actually try to get someone else there. Tice, for her part, she took the Brandenburg card, kind of a stalling tactic to see what other people are going to do before she uses her remaining funds. And Wheater, she spent big. So she started with 10. First turn she bought a city, then she bought a married couple, and she plopped the married couple down in Köln. So it looks like Köln is probably going to be hers, though. I guess she's still tied with Fries. So depends on Half Pint once again. Fries is in two different tied situations. Will his marriage to the Empress help? Well, he didn't marry her, but one of his people married one of her people, which gave her a point. That's pretty nice. Empress Half Pint led off this next action round during the action phase by killing off the elector of the Saxony Duchy using poison tactics. That evened things up in the Saxony Duchy. So power right now is even Steven. The Emperor decides ties, so it looks like she has it. Fries, for his part, he put a guy right here. This time he didn't move it. He'd used up all the move cards. He actually made a new aristocrat right there. He needed to do that right then, otherwise that space could have been taken, which would have lost him his chance. He needs a single man there in order to take Köln. Tice, she, what did she do? She's making a play for power. It looks like she took a vote card. This one's going to give her 2 votes for 2 coins. Not the greatest deal, but if you consider the Pope costs 1 to bribe, she doesn't get a reduced cost because she's buying in bulk. But she was able to take a couple votes with just very little purchase. If she can get to be emperor again, that would be very, very promising for her in terms of advancing in the mega tournament. Wieder, coming up right after that, she wants to be emperor too. She's pretty much has Bohemia this turn. That's going to give her another couple votes. She went with the Pope. Maybe probably should have tried to take this one instead so that someone didn't cancel her Bohemia double vote, but we'll see what happens back around to Half Pint. We went around again. It was a fun round. Half Pint continued her spree of poisonings. The Emperor is just poisoning all the rivals. Poisoned one of Tice's individuals. I think it was actually a married couple in the Palatine of Rhine. That's going to let her keep the Palatine of Rhine again, which the main upshot of that is vote. She's going to keep the vote, and she's going to keep the elect. She keeps this nice ability next turn. She's not going to get any points off of it, but it's maybe worth it in terms of vote getting. Fries, he moved a knight from Bohemia to Trier. that's going to make it so that he doesn't have to rely on the Emperor's favor for a tiebreaker. He pretty much has Trier in the bag, especially since Tice went ahead and just snatched the rival card. She had three thalers left to spend. She took the rival card, seeing that she had a rival for her rivalship. She went ahead and snatched it. Wieder is not pleased. She, having no money and being unable to take the rival card, she did nothing this round. Final two actions before we get to elections and all that fun stuff. Half Pint, she went ahead and took the indulgence, I believe that's called, where these men are having some sort of transaction. And Fries, he made one of his fellows healthier. He used the doctor for life rather than for death, like so many others have. He made his couple there, which is worth 2 control points in Bohemia, 35 instead of 45, which gives them another turn to live. So the tiebreaker did happen after all. Brandenburg, the gray eminence of Brandenburg, ended up in Trier, which caused a tie to happen between Tice and Fries. Half Pint did the smart move. She chose Fries. I mean, Tice is going to be her rival in this next election. It makes sense that she would not want her to have the other vote. And plus, Fries has quite a large voting block, so it's good to make him happy. We'll see what happens. This is going to be an election between two people who have emperorships. Whoever gets it is going to be one large step closer to being assured advancement. All right, so the election is over. Pretty much even split in terms of voters. I had to think a while to see which way Wieder would go, and Fries. Fries was charmed, however, and he saw a nice turn under her emperorship. He got quite a lot of points. That's second only to the Empress herself. In fact, he got as many points as she did. So he had a very nice turn, and he's going to actually score another point because he voted for the winner. Wieder, was a little slighted, lost out. Poor Tice, even this card was useless to her because she ended up not getting any of these religious dioceses, and this card can only be used on those. So she didn't really have many votes at all. She ended up with 2. She has no electorates. Really poor bid for the emperorship. The results created a tableau of disparities. Poor Tice, she scored no points that whole round. She got, what did she even do? It doesn't feel like she did anything that had any sort of efficacy. Looked like she was going to get Palatine of Rhine, had that taken away from her at the last moment, and she was too embroiled with her bid for the emperorship. A nice gambit. It could have paid off. I could be saying something very different right now. I could be saying, oh, what a daring move on Tice's part to make that grab for power when she didn't have any electors. Could have paid off if the people had been with her. I think it was kind of up to Fries in a lot of ways. Wieder had her choices to make, but it seemed like, she made the wiser choice, I think. It seems like Half Pint was shooting up a lot faster than Tice, even though Tice had that big lead. So I don't know. It's hard to say. Definitely hard to say. Wieder, she had another kind of disappointing turn. She scored 3 points, which isn't too bad. Again, was stymied in her efforts to take power. We'll see if she can get through to Half Pint. I'm gonna say I don't think she's probably gonna vote for Half Pint again. So I don't know if anyone would. If anyone votes for Half Pint, it's assuring her advancement. I want to say, even if Half Pint does score this third emperorship, her score does matter. Her score is going to translate into cubes in the game to follow. So not on a one-for-one basis. There's going to be some sort of math involved. Half Pint, very good turn. was not the high scorer, however, which is very different than the first turn in this game. Tice was the high scorer. Oh, actually, no, she's going to be the high scorer because she gets an extra 2 points for being emperor. I forgot about that, and she gets to play in Imperial City. So she was the high scorer for this turn, tied with Fries right now. Fries has been playing the game pretty well. I think more as a result of the multiplayer dynamics than exactly what he was doing. Though I do like what he was doing with moving people around rather than placing people. He used some really inexpensive options. Again, it could have turned out very differently. He could have moved his people there only to have been shut down and then spent his turn just moving guys around, knights and aristocrats for no reason. But it turned out well for him. Did not turn out well for Tyson Weeder. We'll see what happens in the next edition of the Real People Multi-Game Solitaire Mega Tournament.